Okay, Gary, I want to get you an update video, show you what we're working on with Pearl here. All in all, she's doing all right. Pearl is not particularly fast with this, but she's also not particularly slow. I'd say she's right smack in the middle in terms of how quick she is proceeding. She is a dog who definitely has a spine, meaning she's not soft. She's not a dog you got to worry about crushing her spirit. She can handle the pressure. So that's, I'm not worried about hurting her feelings. And she's doing fine with that. So I want to explain my philosophy how I do this. So we start all dogs on ear pressure pinch. So ear pinch to establish the fetch. When we're doing the actual fetching, of course, before that, you saw the first video, we were just working on hold and carrying the stick. So we start off with hold, very basic. Then we go to ear pinch for the fetching mechanism, fetch, and she does well with this now. She's fetching on command. She is opening her mouth, initiating the grab, which is what I want to see. Every now and again, she'll still try to give me a drop, being just a little bit defiant. If she does that in this video, I'm going to give her a correction. What you'll see is I'll squeeze the ear harder, put the stick right back in the mouth. Sometimes, if I can see her getting loose with it, I'll just give her just a little, nope, tap right under the mouth. Good, good. Give, good dog. So, I wanted to show you kind of how the sausage is made because I assume you're going to take over once we get done here. And I want you to know exactly what I did in here to keep making progress. So, you know, ear pressure pinch is the foundation that we use for all force fetch. However, personally, I prefer to move quickly from ear pressure as the stimulus to activate fetch to using the e-collar. So obviously, in order to do that, we need to get the dog e-collar conditioned. So we've been working a lot with Pearl on e-collar work. So e-collar conditioning, I just want to be clear about what I mean by that and what we've been doing. So you can continue this as well. So all I'm doing with e-collar, when we start, you know, we have the dog at heel. She knows how to walk at heel. She's got all that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk with her at heel. And when I say H-E-R-E, here, she gets a nick. And when I say sit, she gets a nick. So we want the dog to understand this feeling is the same as this feeling. Heel. Good girl. And you can see heel. Sit. She is responding to it pretty sharp, pretty quick. The other thing is, I don't know if you can see her tail or not. She's still flipping her tail. So Pearl definitely has no problem with the pressure. She is, like I said, she's not a particularly sensitive dog. In fact, I would consider her a relatively high pressure dog when we do e-collar. Hey, come here, come on. Good. Sit. And there I used only the collar to give the command. Of course, she knows sit, but we want to be able to reinforce it. So the idea is we start with the e-collar on leash, and then, of course, we go outside. So dog is out running around. A lot of times I'll give them the tone button and say the word like H-E-R-E, and then give them the electronic stimulus, and they know that means you better get over here quickly because the next one's not going to be as nice. So Pearl's done fine with this. I feel like she's well conditioned to the e-collar. She did give me a little bit of resistance on it. It definitely, she was like, what do you mean I have to respond when I'm, 60, 70 yards away? And so that, the issues you had where like she wanted to play keep away or she wanted to chomp the bird or be possessive of it, I still see her tendency to want to do that. But that's how we fix that, is getting the dog that's e-collar conditioned, getting her to come in even when she wants to play with the bird herself. So what we're working on now is, now that we've got a dog that's e-collar conditioned and we've got a dog that understands ear pinch, means fetch, good girl. Now, of course, we want to pair those together so that we can use the e-collar for the fetching. Good girl, good. Give. Good dog. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the e-collar in my right hand. I'm going to put my force fetch stick also in my right hand. And I am going to press the electronic stem button at the same time I squeeze her ear. So this is like Pavlov classical conditioning stuff. So we go, fetch. Oh, and I slipped out of my hand. I'm sorry, baby. That was my fault. Fetch. As soon as she opened her mouth and I said the F word, then she felt the nick. So remember, when we do obedience commands, we want the dog doing the command when we give the stimulus. We don't want the stimulus is not punishment. It's not meant to precede the command. We give it as the thing is happening. So it's like the jerking of the leash. That's what we want them to feel. So I feel like Pearl has made good progress in this. I feel like she's matured nicely this way. I also like what I see with Pearl in sort of our daily routines. We do a lot of being able to go out on a fun run, socialize with the other dogs, be able to be let loose but still come to me when I call her. She's doing well with those things, so I'm quite happy there. So Pearl's making solid progress here. She's doing great. Give. Like I said, it's not super fast, and it's certainly not sexy, but it's the little pieces that we do. So what I'm going to do next, I've not tried this. So I'll try it on camera for you, see if I can get it to work. So once we do this, where we get a dog conditioned to pick up the stick right in front of him, is we want to get the dog to pick it up farther away. So we'll put it down here. So I'll put the stick down here. Fetch. Good. So she has to really go reach for it. And she gave me a little tail flip right there. You probably couldn't see it on camera, but she just gave me a little tail flip. And that's her way of communicating with me, like, gotcha, boss. I know what you mean. So she does a good job of communicating with me. Like, she still, talks to me about what's, she understands. Okay, so obviously the next stage is we're going to want to be able to get the object all the way on the ground. And then we also need to make sure that we incorporate movement, continue to put that movement in here. So a lot of dogs get confused about the movement and the object going to the ground. So I'm going to keep this in her mouth. We're going to just take one little step on the mat. Good. Heel. Out. Sit. Good. Good girl. Give. Good job. So we want her to be able to know that she's going to move and she's going to have to pick up the object in different places. So if I remember correctly, we've got about 2-ish more weeks, 2 maybe 3 weeks left. So those are the objectives we're going to be working on the next couple weeks. Pick it up off the ground, and you're going to be walking with it, and don't drop it. So Pearl's doing fine. I think we'll get there. Obviously, 2 months of training, she's not going to be done. You knew that, but she's made some good progress. And I feel like she's really grown up. So we're getting there. We're getting there.